Hello, welcome to Stephanie's Handmade Life. This is my second video, so bear with me. This is what we made the other day. It snaps, it's laminated, and it's a storage pouch. You can put individual stickers. You get different, Christmas, book reading, different subjects. And you can separate them all. I got bows, ocean life, postal, cherries, and Christmas. I would put the holidays in one and other subjects in another, because I'm going to do themed mail for my pen pals. And one is reading, one is cherries, one is bows, one is ocean and sea life, and one is postal themed. So those are all in one of these. And then I wanted to show you one I made out of vellum. This one is made out of vellum, and it's purple. And it has 5 sections. I made one for my group leader, Heather. We had a tag for send something for organization. And I'm sending her one of these. Now this is one I just made, and I haven't put the snaps on it yet, or the accordion pockets. This is another. This needs to be cut down. So we'll take it. What you do is you laminate 8.5 by 11-inch sheets. And you cut the edges off. So that's another one. Am I in camera? I don't know where my camera is. So you have to decorate upwards, and then downwards. You could just flip your paper around how you need it after you score it. We'll do one together. It's already laminated though, because I didn't want to do that on camera again, because the last time it was so difficult to laminate with the die cuts. So I only did 2 with die cuts because the die cuts get stuck in my laminator. I don't know if that's a problem with just my laminator or if all laminators are like that. Please tell me if you have issues with your laminator laminating die cuts on your paper, anything thicker than a cardstock. This is a napkin, so it had no problem going through. I want to get that edge off. And then this is a napkin, but it's smaller, so I don't know. the measurements on this one. I'm just cutting all the laminated edges off that we don't need. So after you take off after you've laminated your page, and you could either put die cuts on it or leave it plain, and then you cut off all the edges like I just did on camera. Then I don't know which one I want to make. I did all these. Oh, that needs to be cut down. Let me just leave this in case I need to cut any down. I did this one. This one. These are all cut down. Okay. This one. This one. Some are double-sided, some aren't. This one. I like this one a lot. Maybe we'll do this one. Let's take this away. This one, this one, this one, this one. This is not double-sided, but this is cool for an 80s tag, if we do an 80s tag. And then we have the 2 napkins. So I think we're gonna do this one. And we'll do the, which one? Probably one where I have to show you how to cut the corners. I guess we'll just do the napkin one. So all those need to be done. And then we have the scoreboard. This is the most difficult part of it, if you ask me, because you have to get the measurements right, and I've had to score them twice and it doesn't really look that bad, so. Six and 3/4. It's early for me, so forgive me if I'm quiet. Let's see if this worked here. And then you go, can you see that? You're not, it's not in camera. There we go. And then the flap. You have to run it a few times because it's laminated paper is thicker. Forgive me for the crumbs. I've tried to get everything up, but they still show up. Like there's one right there. I just cleaned the board. Burnish it really well. And should we leave the square or round? Here's round. I think I'll just leave this one square. No, let's do it round. Now, I don't have the corner chopper. I think I told you before. The We Are Memory Keepers corner chopper. You would be so useful for this, but I just cut mine. You cut a V and then round it off. There, now that's with rounded corners. Why is that like that? Oh, the napkin has a little flaw in it. So it looks like I don't want to cut it that short though, so I'm leaving it. Yeah, the corner chomper would be perfect for this. It's hard to round edges by hand because it could really look jacked up if you do it wrong. There, I finally got it. So we have this. Let's get those corners up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Some little pieces. There's a little piece. There's a little piece. Put those away. I got a trash can behind me. So we'll go ahead and score this while we have our scoreboard out. Which way do we want it to go? Like that or like that? I think like that. Take our envelope and measure. 6 1/4. Wait a minute. Six and a quarter. Let's see if it fits. It fits, and we have enough room for our flap. Now we're gonna make sure it's buttered up against everything. That wasn't buttered up. 1 3/8. There's that. the corners are rounded, so we'll only do one on camera, so I think I want to do this one. So then you take your envelopes, and I do 5. If I use number 10 business size envelopes that you get as junk mail all the time. So that's a wonderful resource, is to get all your envelopes from junk mail and use them for this. I'm using new envelopes, which is a no-no. But for the sake of the video, I don't want to have to mess with the junk mail envelopes because you have to fix them up. You still have to cut these and fix them up a little bit, but not like the junk mail ones. If you get the ones that are inside the envelopes, though, that's super easy. That's just as easy as using new envelopes. So, measuring it, I want to leave a little bit on that side. Can you see this, guys? I'm going to take away my scoreboard now. So, I gotta scoot up. So here we go. Okay, so you're gonna want to measure a little bit off the edge and push it down to the crease. And then get them all stacked evenly. Like that. And take your pen and mark them. It's okay if they're not perfect. There you go. Ooh, I put a bend in it. I need to be more careful. Now we're going to cut the envelopes. You can cut a couple at a time. With this is just a cheap trimmer that I use for everything. I have to replace the blades constantly though. It would be more cost effective just to get a nice one. But it's only $7 to replace the blades, so I have $7 a lot more often than I have $100 to get the nice cutter. I think it's $100 or over $100. It's the Fiskars one that has a row of, it rolls, because the sliding trimmers can get caught on stuff, and if you're trying to trim soft stuff, it crinkles it up. So the rolling blade is ideal, and you replace those too. You can replace them. So then you need glue, and my glue is all jacked up. Don't mind my glue. And I lost the metal tip, which is part of why I bought the 2-ounce bottle instead of, I bought a 2-ounce bottle and the refill bottle at once, and it came with a metal tip, and I bought it specifically for the 2-ounce bottle and the metal tip so that I could do a bead dangle and have that precise glue. Now it comes out like a load of glue. I have to be really careful. So you just glue them all shut. I hope you can't see my head. There's a piece. There we go. Now it'll work. You want to get to the close to the edge as possible so you have room. More room in your envelope. Now, I don't know tech. I'm worse than a 2-year-old at tech. My daughter grew up with a phone since she was under 1 year old. So she can work tech like there's no one's business. Whereas my son, who was born in 2001, he can also code and everything. That's because he's autistic and he's a genius. I always brag about how he's a genius. Don't mind me. You'll hear that 100 times. But I'm proud of him. So that's a mother. That's a mother for you. She'll repeatedly say the same thing if it's something good about her child. So bear with me on that. But he grew up, he didn't have a phone in his hand since he was a baby. In 2001, they weren't ubiquitous like they were in 2010 when my daughter was born. And my son was born in 2001. So he just taught himself on his own, and he taught himself code on his own too. He made a video game. The only thing that he couldn't get the guy's one arm to move. But he wrote code at like 10 years old. And he was taking a bath one day. He was so little, I was still giving him baths. And he was running around naked, trying to find something. He was trying to find a reservoir to make a submarine. Because if you put a reservoir, it'll sink to the bottom. Because you know how you make one and it won't sink, it stays on top. And he wanted like a jar or something, plastic, to turn upside down. And he loved tape, so he duct taped everything on. And like, my sister-in-law Lana is like, what should I get little Larry for Christmas? I'm like, just get him all kinds of tape. She bought him every kind of duct tape and all these little like prints on it and camouflage. And he would make guys out of tape. He made anything he wanted out of tape. So, he's running around like a nut before bath time, naked, looking for a reservoir for his handmade submarine. He was so little because, you know, once he got like 7, he was embarrassed to be nude. You know what I mean? They get like that around 6 or 7. I hope I'm cutting the right ends. I'm not. The last time, the other video, I taped the wrong ends together and had to peel it apart twice, as I was telling you guys to make sure you didn't do it. That was an embarrassing thing. So I can't edit anything out. In my other video, I had to kill a spider. I screamed and smashed it. I jumped on my laminator to yank it through because it got stuck. And it's all on video. So you're cutting little tiny slits off the top. Don't use your paper cutter because you'll cut it too big. Well, at least I do. I don't know if you can control that as good as, or better than me. If you can cut your slits without cutting too much, use your paper trimmer. It's faster. Bear with me. And also putting washi tape on the edges is really cute. But for the sake of time, I'm not going to do that. because it takes a lot of time because it's fickle or whatever. What do they call it on all the videos? I'll remember. They call it something when it's a little bit difficult. Because you have to put half the washi and then tuck it inside. And it's finicky. No, that's what I called it. Never mind. Okay, so you got all your tops open. Am I in video? I'm in video, I think. I threw the tops away. Now you can use a tape runner for majorly fast. And my permanent tape runner ran out in under a month. I had 3 refills I bought of Tombow tape runner, permanent tape runner, a Tombow, and it ran out in less than a month. So it's not ideal. It's not very cost effective to use tape runners unless you have that big ATG gun. I think that's cost effective. I think that's why people have them. But that's too expensive for me. I will complain about money. That's just, rich people don't talk about money. So you know about my income level if I constantly talk about money. Yeah, money. I have very little, so my second mom, Leslie Carol Hines, gave me this paper, and she gives me a lot of paper and a lot of die cuts, a lot of supplies. She gave me a box full of store-bought die cuts, and then she gave me a huge box of handmade die cuts, which just take all day. It must have taken her days to make how many she gave me. Oh my gosh. I'm so grateful for her. She makes my stash so much nicer, to have so many nice things to work with. And she's my second mom, I say, because she also not only gives me stuff, but if I need advice, her advice is really good. And I can come to her and she'll tell me and make me feel better. That's why I call her mom, because she makes you feel better like a mom does when she gives you advice. So what I do after I put the tape on is I burnish it really well, because score tape. This is really old score tape, so the edges have gotten dirty. They were kept in a drawer, so if you'll notice, I'll show you guys. The sides are sticky, so keep your score tape in a bag. My new score tape, this is cheap score tape. It's not a name brand, but my name brand score tape I have in their original cellophane bag so that they don't do this. It's sticky on the side, so it collects. This one's not as bad, but this one's pretty bad. It collects dirt, and it'll just get like that. So you need to keep them in their little original bags to prevent that from happening. You live and learn. So burnish that. Did I not do this one? Sorry guys. I want to keep it in the right order. That was upside down. No, it wasn't. Yes, it was. No, it wasn't. Why did I cut it? Yes. This is the end one. I put a lot of score tape on the ends because they're sticking to laminated paper, which has 0 tooth. If I love adhesives, all adhesives, and if you study about adhesives, they need tooth or some for it to stick properly. And like you could sand paper stuff and do stuff like that to help it have more tooth. Even when you get your nails done, they sand the tops of your nails so that the acrylic sticks. And in carpentry, they sand stuff to make it stick with the wood glue. And the wall, I don't think they do it with drywall. But, like furniture and stuff, they sand the wood. Okay, I think that's burnished enough, guys. So this is the end. This sticks like this. The end needs 2 sticky tapes. Did that end have 2 sticky tapes? No. These only need 1 to stick to each other. And then the ends need 1 to stick to the laminated side and 1 to stick to the envelope side. But I love score tape. You just rip it. You don't have to cut it. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Mess. Made a mess. I wrinkled it. Okay. Get that off. No biggie. We can fix it. Most things are fixable. Okay. And if it had ripped it, we have more envelopes. So no big deal. I think this is 3/4 inch. And this is 1/2 inch. So the next investment is 1/2 inch score tape. And then after that, I'll get 3/4 inch and 1 inch. Burnish this. Burnish that one. Okay. Now we need tweezers. So, goes this way. Now we're going to make sure they're all facing up. This is the end with 3 pieces. 1 piece. Place it. I see a crumb. I'm crazy about crumbs. My grandpa would come in the house when we were little and he'd be like, pick those crumbs up. Pick that one up. And he'd be pointing at them. And we would all be little kids running around the house picking up crumbs. Okay. That sticks to that. Facing up, yes. Facing up, yes. Facing up, yes. Now why does that have that? Why? That didn't need to. Okay, well it has to. No big deal. Let me make sure it's right. Up. 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 Okay, now you just... It was the first time I used tweezers to do this last video. I tried it out for the first time on video. And it really does help. I'm not that good at it yet though, so bear with me. I I think you have to use the pointy end. The score tape ripped, so I have to get that little piece off. There we go. Let's try using the corner. Yeah, the corner. No, I wanted to start this way, so let's start that way. And you place it at the, you make sure it's at the bottom score line and even on the sides. Okay, let's start going again. I think you used the corner. Let's see. Yeah. That one had 2 pieces of tape. Line it up. Yeah, out of all the videos I've seen them use these tweezers, they never tell you how. So you use the corner of the tweezers, get yourself slanted tweezers and use the corner. The higher, this piece, this slant, the higher slant. I mean, I'm not the best at it, but that seems to be the way it's going to be working out. Where's the top of this? I'm not sure why this is happening, but I think it's because I put 2 pieces on. And it's cheap score tape. It'll work out just fine, don't worry about it. I have to record a video on making packaging, using packaging to make 3-dimensional embellishments, and plus I'm going to make flat ones too for flat mail, because postage, I'll do a video on postage too, because there's no videos on postage for crafty swaps. So for postage, you want to keep it as flat as possible, and that's how. And don't take it up to the counter. Get yourself a sheet that tells you how many ounces costs how much. Make sure you know about additional ounce stamps, which are only like 24 cents. They're like 22 or 24 cents. I don't know all the denominations of all the stamps, but I know postage like there's no tomorrow. All you need is a scale. And there you have your pockets. Let me throw this away and shut my glue. Because now we're going to put a snap closure. You can use shank buttons. You can sew on a regular button. You can sew on a shank button. You can use a brad that's super easy. Or you can use one of these stamp sets I got for $10. And for this, I think we'll use this teal color. I think that'll look pretty. Or should we use the deep green? I think the teal. I don't know. Green. Yeah, green. So you need your pokey tool that it comes with, and you need this tool. And for these, you really need to pay attention. This only goes in that far. And when I first made one, I had the hole poked way too far up on my flap. And I had to just re-poke a hole and have a hole in it. What's this? Oh, that goes over there. Okay. So your little kit is only $9.99, but you can use a brad, and those cost like $2 on Temu. So you need a male and a female. You need 2 pokey ones. Here's a male. Right there. In plumbing and electricity, they all have, they call it male and female. That's a female. Right there. Male, female. Do you get the innuendo? So that's true in like carpentry, plumbing, electronics, anything. It has male and female. Like when you're attaching items, you need like a male adapter or a female adapter in electricity, for electricity. So then I take and I poke my hole through both at once. And I just pray it's not too far down. So I like to put my female on top, or my male on top, and my female on the bottom. This is a magical tool. This rubber end magically squishes inside the rim. Somehow it goes inside this rim and squishes this little thing down. It must be made of jelly. But strong too. Strong and made of jelly. Which is the weird physics of it. And then I put my male on the bottom. Or female on the bottom. I said that totally backwards. The hole went through the envelope, that's fine. It don't matter. I hope this will reach. Please reach, please reach. It reached. So then you just press that. There you go. That is our laminated accordion folded organizing pouch with a snap. Alright, thanks guys. Let me know in the comments any ideas you have to make it better, any ideas you have to make it different, any ideas you have for future videos, and I appreciate you. Thanks. Bye.